Hey guys, this is Nitra. I'm back with a special requested video. Someone has asked me a question and it pertains in the line of relationships. What's acceptable, what's not, what's breaking points, what are signs, signals for it to be over or for forgiveness. Um, I know that sounds like a whole lot, but I'm going to break it down and make it short, sweet, and to the point based on me. Basically, a relationship is, we know, take two people. Well, when it comes to relationships, it's based on me as an adult now use the term, are we equally yoked? Because as you guys know, I'm married and I've been with my husband 20 plus years, and we started off as friends. So equally yoked. And the advice I give is this: are you willing to make some compromises? If so, what are they? If not, what is it you're willing not to compromise? Me personally, morals, my children, my faith, that's number one. Those are certain things that cannot, will not be compromised. Now, little things such as maybe not buying as much, maybe not being as grouchy, or I'm not a nagger, but I talk quite a bit. My husband is more reserved until he wants to have a great conversation and he talks more than me. So, kind of toning it down to a minimum, listening more. These are things I work on as a person daily. I'm always very supportive. I'll go hard for my husband and my kids. Anybody that knows me, watch my Facebook, you can see I go hard for mine, because mine go hard for me. Now, if you're in a situation where you're making all the compromises, all the sacrifices, and things like that, that's not a relationship. That's you by yourself making changes for someone who's not either receptive to change, doesn't care about your change, or just doesn't want to be with you. And me coming from a female point, I think sometimes we get caught up in our own hype, thinking like, if I do this, that, and the third for the guy, he gonna stick around. Now, men leave nice looking women all day and go with women who people might find less attractive, because she might not be, she might meet his needs. And I'm not just talking about sexually, I'm talking about spiritually. I'm talking about they might have more in common, they're more compatible, they might be equally yoked, as I say. When I was younger, I went through various experiences with guys where I would make changes and I would sacrifice certain things when, I would date. The little bit of time I did date with me and my husband, where he was my boyfriend at the time, we split up, and the longest we split up was a year. Yeah, ain't been split up no more. High school love, so you know how it go, puppy love. So basically, I would date different guys and I would try to make something be wrong with me, because if they said this was wrong, I would feel like it was me, until one day I woke up and realized, no, you have flaws, I have flaws. If we want this thing to work, we work on the flaws together. They wasn't willing to do that. Now, it might have been because of the age difference, it might have been based on maturity, but I was smart enough to know that I didn't want to be tied down or have kids by a man that never saw their faults but only mine. And first of all, I would say love yourself before you can be with anyone. If you don't love you and can be by yourself with you and be in love with you and say every day, I'm beautiful, today is going to be a beautiful day, and just have a big smile on your face and feel beautiful inside without the compliments of anyone else, you'll be that one in the relationship making all those choices for a man. Then it will come off as if you're desperate and thirsty and things of that nature. And I've been there, like I said, in the past, where it was like I was doing all these things and breaking my neck. Now, I'm not saying you can't change things about yourself in a relationship to get better, but when you go making one too many changes and the other person is staying the same, that should tell you something. As far as when a relationship should end, my best advice that was given to me is that before anybody know, you will know. If you crying every night, if you feel lonely but you with someone, If you have to check on somebody every 15 minutes and go through their wallet, their cell phone, call numbers back, get hang-ups, do all that. Now, you're doing all this. They ain't doing nothing. You ask yourself, when should it end? If you want to deal like this for 20 years, because this is the best advice I give to my friends. Sometimes I have to be a friend without being a friend, and let me break it down for ones who might not understand. At times people want you to tell them something, they want advice. You give them advice, they do the same old thing. That has worn me out. People have worn me out with that shit. 100% and above. So what I do is listen, nod my head. I'm a shoulder if you need to cry, I got your tissue, your wipes if you need to drink, you got to drink, whatever. After that, what you do is what you do. I'm being your friend, but I'm not being your friend. And I'm loyal to a T. And that's what I mean by being a friend. I'm teaching my daughters that now they're teenagers and, you know, they're going to go through situations with their friends dealing with stuff like this. I'm looking at the time, you guys. My daughter's supposed to be home in a minute. And, yeah, basically, that's what I do, because I found myself saying, why do you take this and why do you take that, and vice versa. I went through my stages of that where people were like, you should do this and this shouldn't be happening and this. I had to decide I was best for me. I had to decide I had value in me. I had to decide I was beautiful, I was worthy, I was all these things, I deserve this, I should be able to do this, this man should be able to receive this from me. I decided that no one else, out of all the advice. And that's the advice I give to you. If you're going through those things, whenever you get tired of being tired, you'll change it. You'll know when it should end, if it should end, or whatever. I never tell people they should end a relationship. I said this. If it's domestic violence, I'm not just saying man or woman, it could be woman or man. That's not healthy. You should seek help, have documentation, get restraining orders, whatever you need to do. Because it's unhealthy, especially if you have kids. It's unhealthy, period. No one should be touching anyone. That's my take on that, if it's that type of situation. But when it comes down to just love and this, I've never been the type of woman that just needs a man. You know how at some points in life you feel you need somebody, which I never felt like that. I never was the girl that needed a boyfriend. I honestly, hands down, I never was that girl. I might like how you look back in the day. I might like the conversation, but I necessarily didn't have to have that. I was just a cool girl because I grew up with boys that had the male cousins that was always around guys and not having sex. Just like that's the little cousin I had, like a million nicknames: Peaches, Critter, Land, Nene, Niecy, Nitra. Well, people call me Nitra now. Nobody hardly ever uses my first name, which is Alanitra. And, you know, basically, that's what I would do. Hang around guys. So I grew up with guys giving me game, peeping game. Yes, I went through heartbreak. I went through losses. I went through cheating. I went through fighting. I went through, did all of that shit when I was young. That's why at 30-some years old, when I say, I don't really understand how you can put yourself out, because I don't. I don't buy penis. I don't look for penis. And I'm just saying this is how I talk to my girlfriend. I don't, because at the end of the day, when it serves its purpose, then what? You ask yourself, are you happy with you? If you can't be happy with you, you have to fix you first before you can bring somebody else along, because they're going to bring something with them. Like now, I've always said, and I don't like speaking this, you know, I do believe it's life and death and the power of the tongue. If I was to separate or divorce my husband, I would not date. I said this in a previous video. I would not. I'm not saying I wouldn't enjoy the company of a man, but see, this is the thing. The man would never see the inside of my house. I don't need to see his. If he has more kids than I have kids, we ain't got no conversation. It's just certain things that that can't happen. If he has 5 kids, what we gonna do together? And my 2 gonna be halfway grown or grown. What we gonna do together? And he's sending out child support. I'm not gonna help that man pay no child support. What? No. I didn't have to fight. I don't fight my husband to support his. So I'm not the girl for you on that. I'm not gonna jump in there with you. We just have to, you know, get to know each other. See, and I did all this with my husband, and that's the honest fact. I didn't just start off sleeping with him. and bam, we just together now. And yes, it was struggles in my marriage like any other marriage, because I got married very young. I had my first child at 20, my second child at 21. I was married at 22. I'm 34, and I've been with this guy since I've been 13 and a half. And when I say been with him, I've been knowing him that long. Now you tell me. No, I'm not the girl for all of that. I'm not saying I can't treat you nice and buy you dinner and all that, but I'm not no sugar mama. I got kids for that. I don't ever get lonely. I got kids for that. And I'm not saying you shouldn't enjoy company of the opposite sex, but like, come on. Are you enjoying company, or are you seeking a partner? And that's another thing I find women want. They just want to be married. Marriage is not the wedding. It's not the paper. It's not the ring. The real work is you two, the two people in it. It's not none of that other stuff, because when the smoke clears and things tend to happen in storms and trials and tribulations, you will be tested, you will be tempted, you will have ups, you will have downs. Can you two say we can withstand the test of time? Can you as a person be able to give your all to that person, and that person is giving their all to you? Because if not, ain't equally yoked, that ain't for you. You gonna have arguments, but when arguments lead to 20 separations and outside kids and back and forth and cheating and STDs, something wrong. And I see that. I never speak on it. You know, I just tell people that's how you choose to live. I just choose not to live. That's another thing. I have a code. I don't live in dysfunction. No, I don't live in dysfunction. I don't get enough hollering, yelling. When I holler and yell, I'm hollering at my kids. That's because they teenagers, and I be warning them for I won't put these hands beside their head. And of course, I don't have to do that. I just be like, what you're doing? Get yourself together. Get your mind right, because I'm a country girl and I'm loud. But as far as somebody, me and my husband battling, what we battling for? He grown, I'm grown. If you ain't gonna change what you believe in, I ain't gonna change what we having a conversation for. And if it's too many of them conversations, and we never have those, we never go to bed angry, then I wouldn't be with him, no matter how much love I got from him. Because all it would do is cause me to either stroke out, migraines, aneurysm, blood pressure, you know, stuff like that. I refuse to believe that God gives us life to suffer. I believe you go through some suffering in life, but not just that's your everyday life. That's the everyday hell. I have anxiety. We ain't finna battle all day for what? I get migraines and all that. I'm not short-tempered. It takes a lot for me to get mad. It takes a lot for him to get mad. I'm thankful for that. But if I had to do that, no, I wouldn't do it. I'm not gonna teach my daughters to live in dysfunction and chaos. You respect someone, they respect you. That's what I'm trying to teach them. You get what you ask for. If this person is this, but when you meet them, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to change. If you meet them and they want somebody to cook from scratch every day, you can't meet that man and say, today I brought microwave meals. Now, the man told you what he like up front, but if the man say, every once in a blue moon, I'll take the microwave dinner weekend, I'll settle, you know, for that, I'm still happy, this, that, that's different. But you can't meet people and change them to be who you want them to be. You can only be and change yourself. You can't make people be who you want them to be. You can't make them love you. You can't buy love. None of that. And I don't even offer love to be bought, because first of all, I'm not for sale. No. Jesus already paid the price. Why would I go behind and be trying to buy somebody and have them buy me? No. And I mean that in the terms of someone having to just do everything and almost just kiss your feet for you to love them. No. So that's my response video. Probably was all over the place. You guys tell me how you feel. Leave it in the comments. Let's keep the forum open. Be respectful. I will check that back with you guys. I like my daughter's on. That's why I keep looking away. And I'll check in with you guys on next week, or maybe before then. Anyway, toodles.